Good morning, everybody. Kevin Miller in the morning, KIDO Talk Radio. Thank you all for joining us. We sure appreciate it. Miller's Mission, Day 5. Are we going to cheer from the studio audience?
Yeah! Kevin Miller! Yeah!
What, I didn't cheer good enough?
Yeah!
Go, Kevin.
All right.
Go, Kevin.
You know,
Go, Kevin. Go, Kevin.
you know, yes, I'm really enjoying. This is going to be a special day. Folks, why don't you help us here? We're at the Garrity Walmart, Garrity and Franklin, collecting turkeys, asking you to give a turkey, don't be a turkey. The man, our great friend, a veteran, a man about town, getting ready for his, I don't know how many consecutive 7 Cares Day. Security Guard Mike joining us now.
Oh, it's going to be a fun time, Kevin Miller. It's going to be awesome because Kevin Miller's going to be there, Channel 7's going to be there, and we're going to be raising money for the Miller's Mission and for the rescue mission. And it's going to be so much fun going out there and doing all that. And everybody, please come on down. December the 8th, that's a Saturday, and help out, donate at the Albertson Stadium.
What, are you already plugging 7 Cares?
Yeah, that
Well,
too.
we're here right now at the Walmart, Garrity and Franklin.
Oh, yes.
In Nampa.
Well,
I'm sorry to. We've moved from this event, right? You're using this event to plug your event. With you, Mark Johnson, and Maggie, and all that. I get that.
I apologize.
I get that a lot.
I apologize.
No, not at all.
All right,
You're a very astute young marketer. The young lion of marketing, Security Guard Mike. It's very rare that I can get a word in. I've got to keep going while he's laughing, folks.
Sorry. So anyway, Kevin Miller is here at the Walmart at Garrity and Franklin. Come on down here and give a turkey. Don't be a turkey, like he always says. He's out here all week long. He's doing a great job. And people are coming out here. They're donating turkeys. They're having a great time. It's a little cold out here. He's a little bit frozen once in a while because he like a frozen turkey, but he's a
Thank you, Security Guard Mike. And this is Security Guard Mike at any time of the day. He has this type of energy. It's going to be a good one. Anyway, I do want to thank our friends at Papa John's. The young folks at Papa John's have come by and helped us, and really, that's my personal pizza choice as well. They've stopped by several times to help feed our crew here. Thanks to Papa John's. Thanks to Team Mazda Subaru. Thank you to the Boise Rescue Mission, Camping World. It's a great time, and so many of you have stopped by here, and that's why tonight I'll be here till 8 o'clock. Well, I've been living here, but I'll be here tonight till 8 o'clock, so you'll have plenty of time to donate turkeys, cash, and I want to thank everybody who's come by and said, Kevin Miller, thank you for the program. And, Security Guard Mike, we talk about conservative issues, conservative thoughts, but it's always good to give back, right? And it's always good to represent the values of Idaho.
It's absolutely wonderful to give back. It makes you feel good inside, and it's the best time of the year to give. Every time is a good time of the year to give, no matter what, if it's spring, summer, winter, or fall. But this is a really particular good time of year to give. And you got Kevin Miller out here. Who could ask for anything better? Kevin Miller here at Walmart at Garrity and Franklin.
Who could ask for anything more? If we could clone me, that would be a great Christmas present for a lot of people.
That would be great. They could be here, and it could be at another Walmart, too. It's wonderful to have Kevin Miller around because he's a great guy. His mom's really cool, too. I just want to put a plug in for his mom.
It's funny. We're Facebook Living this on the Boise Rescue Mission Facebook, and this doesn't translate to radio at all, but the stone-cold look of Gene Lockhart. I wish I could take a photo of that. And anyway, I can't describe it. But, folks, today's Kevin Miller cash code word is tuition. Listen at 6 a.m. and 8 a.m. to Kevin Miller, 3 o'clock to Sean Hannity, and you could win up to $5,000. That would sure buy a lot of turkeys. Tuition. So Barb and Sunny Slope, the word of the day, at least in the 6 a.m. hour, is tuition. We hope that you win on KIDO Talk Radio. Thank you, Security Guard Mike. Anything else you'd like to share with us today?
I just wanted to say, make sure you get on down here, donate a turkey, and with Kevin Miller and the Rescue Mission, the people around the valley are going to be very blessed this Thanksgiving because this is a great opportunity. Plus, a lot of people need a little hand up once in a while, not a handout, just a hand up to get, everybody needs it once in a while. You never know when you might need it. So get on down here and help out. Kevin Miller will be gladly here to listen to you and accept your turkeys.
It'll be a jolly time, won't it?
Oh, it's a great jolly time and a happy Thanksgiving to all y'all. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day.
And we'll see you December 8th with 7 Cares. You and Mark Johnson and Jim Duthie and the All-Stars at Channel 7.
Oh, it's going to be fun.
Yes.
Tell her daddy take her T-bird away. Oh, never mind.
Thank you, Security Guard Mike.
Thank you.
God bless. All right. God bless. You know, we do. It's funny when we have folks come out here, they get kind of giddy, and whether it's Security Guard Mike or Tea Party Bob, that he'll start doing the one-liners as well. And this is not a giddy show. It's a gritty show, but it's not a giddy show. Thank you, Security. Well, I'm talking to the folks, Security Guard Mike. Yes. All right. Thank you. Phone number's here, 580-5436. We would love to get your thoughts. This is the twice a year we do this. Twice a year we're at the Nampa Walmart in Garrity. Want to thank our friends in Nampa at the Walmart. Want to thank so many people that have stopped by. An old friend of mine yesterday, Jeff Lake of Jeff Lake Mortgage, came by and donated. He and his lovely wife, they dropped off some cookies, and we did a Facebook Live. It was so nice to see that. So what we're going to do is, if you would like to ask people to donate, 580-5436, 580-KID. We'll also cover the news of the day and get your thoughts on that. But, Liberty Linda has done this, Security Guard Mike has done this, Tea Party Bob, but we would love to get your thoughts on this. Other news of the day, obviously, Glenn and Sean will cover that. We'll cover that as well, but we would love to hear from you. Why don't we hear from Shelley right now, who's joining us from the Boise Rescue Mission with Kevin Miller on KIDO Talk Radio. Shelley, thank you for joining us. And we appreciate you waking up so early to share the magic of the Boise Rescue Mission.
Thanks for having me, Kevin. It's great to be here. I can't believe I have to follow Security Guard Mike, but
I know. I'll
get you
close to the mic so we can hear you. If you could please share with us what you do at the mission, ma'am.
So what I have the privilege of doing at the mission is working with the kids in the children's program, and I get to see every day the impact that your listeners make and this community makes on these kids and how it's changing their life.
What is their life like for people that are not familiar with it? We assume that everybody knows about City Light. We assume that people know about the wonderful opportunities through your hard work and others and through the generous donations that these kids have that they wouldn't without that unconditional love. Maybe people who've moved in, maybe people that have just tuned into the program. What's their life like at the mission?
So the kids' life, I think it generally starts fairly early in the morning. They get woken up probably 5:30, 5:45, 6 o'clock.
Sure.
Yeah.
No. What I mean is just, the schooling, the support programs.
So we
don't need to know when they wake up
details.
and stuff. Right.
Okay.
Thanks.
Well, that's kind of rough too, waking up that early. But they get up. They go to their schools, their home schools. They do their school day, and then they come back, and we have a homework program, so we have a place for them to go and get their homework done, because there's not a lot of places in the shelter to do homework. So we provide what they need to get their homework done.
Sure. How many kids do you guys take care of?
Right now, I'm currently in the homework club. We've got about 19, 20 kids.
Right. But I mean, staying at the mission, right?
It can be staying in the mission, about 75.
75 kids. Mm-hmm. That's a lot to be responsible for. Now, do they? And this is a dumb question, so I'm gonna self-report. Do they have fun?
We have a lot of fun. That's the main thing we try to do, is let them be kids, have a good time. We just provide lots of fun experiences so that they can feel like kids. They don't have to worry about what's going on in their lives right now. And fun provides hope, just like meals provide hope.
What is that like to be that conduit for kids that have had a rough patch, and knowing that goodness will have just an indescribable impact on their lives to make them better people? What's that like to be there, and maybe it's to help them with their homework, maybe it's just to have a conversation with them, things that a lot of us probably take for granted, Shelley.
It's a huge blessing to me and anyone that gets to work with the kids. It's fun to watch them laugh, and you can see that they're forgetting about things for a minute and just being kids, laughing, telling jokes, having a snack, getting their homework done, hanging out with each other. They love to hang out with each other. They become a family to one another, and it's a huge blessing for me.
For people that are listening right now, what do their donations do?
Their donations make it possible for us to have the programs we have for the kids. We have the homework club. We have our summer program, which we had 90 kids last year come to the summer program. Once you're part of our kids program, you're part of it for life. So we continue to be in their lives as long as they want us to.
Shelley, thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. That's
a great stabilizing, loving influence that your donations foster that make a difference right here in the Treasure Valley. BoiseRM.org to donate online anytime. Stop by a Walmart or stop by and see us. It is so humbling when you come in and donate. I'll be here tonight till 8, tomorrow night till 6, and asking, we have a little fun. Give a turkey, don't be a turkey. But your efforts make such a big difference. They really do. It's very inspiring to be a part of and humbling. And in the world that we live in today, we could use some humbling. Kevin Miller in the morning here. Phone number is 580-5436, 580-KIDO. Don't forget Kevin Miller's Cash, your chance to win. Listen at 6 a.m. and 8 a.m. Also, thinking about this, at 3 p.m. during the Sean Hannity Show. Now, coming up, we're going to hear from our friend Kelsey. And if you've been around Miller's Mission, you've been around the Boise Rescue Mission, you know her story, but she'll share that with us as well. A real inspirational story to start the day. Thank you for starting it with us. You're listening to 107.5 FM, 580 AM, KIDO Talk Radio. KIDO Talk Radio, Kevin Miller in the morning. And as we get, can you believe next week is going to be Thanksgiving? Thanksgiving. And whether you're away from home, whether your home is here, how many of us love maybe not the Hallmark Channel, maybe not the Hallmark stories, but that whole thing that whole thought of I'll be home for the holidays, I'll be home for Christmas, I'll be home. And really, what is home? And what happens if you don't have a home? Well, as I explained, and I wrote a new blog at KIDOTalkRadio.com, explained to you a few years ago during the economic uncertainty what happened to me. In between jobs, trying to keep 2 houses going. If it hadn't been the support of my family, could have been the end for me and my 2 dogs, but it wasn't. And for people that don't have that family or social safety net, that's where the Boise Rescue Mission comes in. So if you get a chance, read Miller's Mission, My Story, and it really will show you what we have started. But think about Thanksgiving. Think about all the travel. Think about all the hassle. Aren't the holidays kind of strange because they overly stress us out? We get overly caffeinated. And then all of a sudden some of us behave like barbarians, whether it's on the roads or at the airports, to get home to have that charitable vibe. Sometimes that defeats the purpose. Maybe you can't be home. Maybe you're grateful for your home. All the more reasons to give. A young lady who has transformed her life and continues to transform lives here in the Treasure Valley, our friend Kelsey, shares her story with us now on KIDO Talk Radio.
So my name is Kelsey, and I'm the event coordinator and the teen program director for Boise Rescue Mission Ministries. And it's such an honor to be able to be part of rescue and of just changing lives here in the valley. So the rescue mission is sort of that last stop for people. In our program, even more so. So our program, our New Life program, is truly that. It's a new life. And it's for those people who are completely at the end of their rope. They most likely have nowhere else to go, no one else to believe in them, and nowhere else to turn for real help. So when someone comes to our New Life program, generally they are someone who will do anything it takes to be well. And those are the kind of people that the rescue mission helps. It's for that person who seems completely hopeless, who has nowhere else to turn. That's when Boise Rescue Mission steps in. When I first arrived at Boise Rescue Mission Ministries 12 years ago, I truly was a broken girl. I had no ability to love others. I had no ability to stay clean and sober. I honestly was completely broken and would have given anything to have a new life, and I had no idea where to begin. I was one of those kids who never felt loved and never felt accepted. And truly, I had never felt the love of Jesus, and no one had reached out to me, and nobody ever told me about Christ. And that's what changed when I came to the rescue mission. I remember that first day just being a broken little girl and just sitting on the back steps of the rescue mission, and I just wept. And I was in such a broken place, and the counselor that they gave me sat down beside me for several hours and literally wept with me. We sat on the steps of the rescue mission at City Light Home for Women and Children and just wept together. And it was just, I'd never had anybody love me for no reason. And that's what those of us who are staff at the rescue mission are able to give to the folks that the Lord brings into our path, is we're able to love them for no reason. And that's what changes hearts. It's not the programs, it's not the classes. What changes people is the love that they're shown, and that's the relationships. That's what changes people. And so that's what the rescue mission has. When someone comes into our New Life program, they're invested in completely. And it's a 1 to 2 year long intense inpatient program where every aspect of their life is renewed and refreshed. And they're completely invested in it, and that's because of the donors who give and make that possible. It's over $30,000 to put someone through our New Life program. And all of that money comes from you listeners and all of you people who just love people and believe that Jesus can change hearts and want to give to that.
And that was so inspiring from Kelsey, our great friend. And this is a young lady who's a mom, a wife, and continues her work with the Boise Rescue Mission. Indescribable. KIDO Talk Radio time is 6:26. Traffic and weather together. Let's get you to work.
Zeri Gebert.
You know, it's funny. This is a statement that I think a lot of you are really going to love to hear. And I don't know if our friend Tom Munns is out. By the way, great to see Tom Munns stopping by, donating, and inspiring folks. But how many times have you been or know of somebody who has been banned from Facebook, or to have something put on Facebook that Facebook slaps down? I can remember the guy that wrote Jihad Watch, Robert Spencer, I believe. We were in Washington together. Our little friend John Mounts, you remember him, our friend from Birmingham. They had him on. He posted a photo of Mr. Spencer on Facebook, and all of a sudden, Facebook zapped him because his content was inappropriate. So Mark Zuckerberg, the Zuck, is out running around and had this to say.
To suggest that we weren't interested in knowing the truth, or that we wanted to hide what we knew, or that we tried to prevent investigations is simply untrue.
You know, the social media giants, the juggernauts, have such unprecedented power to control us electronically, psychologically, socially. Do you remember the movie Wall Street? No, not the Wall Street 2. Wall Street 2, Michael Douglas is back and he's out of prison and he's mad. But Wall Street with Charlie Sheen. And if you haven't, here's the premise. Michael Douglas would manipulate the stock market. He would call people that worked at a place called newspapers. It was an antiquated process of distribution. Now, I'm being facetious here. And really, they would actually print letters on paper. Yeah, that's right. Not the digital, hey, zip, zap, and zoom, but they would print letters and words and paragraphs on paper. And actually, the newsprint, it would get on your hands and such. It was a dirty, grimy business. So when Michael Douglas wanted a stock to go up or down to manipulate the currency so he could buy the money or buy the stock and then make a ton of money, he would call some goofy guy and he would say, hey, I need you to plant this story in the Wall Street Journal. And then the stock would go up, the stock would go down, and Michael Douglas would make a lot of money. Big money. Right? So, today, you think about that, you take a look at what Mark Zuckerberg has done, and whether it's a Facebook feed or anything else, my goodness gracious, what can these guys do with just simple manipulation? And we've had friends of ours that have been on Google, Facebook, and Twitter that have been zapped and zipped and zoomed. You know, if it's truly the free market, imagine how many more followers you would have from conservative groups, and yet they get zapped. 580-5436, 580-KIDO. Do you believe the Zuck?
To suggest that we weren't interested in knowing the truth, or that we wanted to hide what we knew, or that we tried to prevent investigations is simply untrue.
Do you believe Mark Zuckerberg? And it's funny because the children's of today, yeah, I know it's children, but stay with me. The children's of today, they're to the Snapchat. Now, I really don't want to turn myself into a pixie or one of these goofy things with the antlers or the whatever on your head. I'm not into the Snapchat. Instagram, yes. But the old people, us, the people with grit and gristle and don't mind a little cholesterol every now and then, we love the Facebook. Some would say that Facebook rivals the invention of the telephone, rivals the invention of electricity. Look at how much Steve Jobs got acclaim for because of Apple. And yet, you can't tell me that if they don't like your content, you get the zap. In fact, what was it, a couple years ago when this first came out, what did we say? Well, is Facebook the First Amendment?
To suggest that we weren't interested in knowing the truth, or that we wanted to hide what we knew, or that we tried to prevent investigations is simply untrue.
There you have it. Mark Zuckerberg says you can post whatever you want on Facebook, and he's not hiding the truth. Now, personally, well, I'll share my opinion with you coming up, but at 580-5436, 580-KIDO, do you have faith in the quality, the integrity of Facebook to tell your story, or for that matter, any social media platform? Aren't they just the same as the folks in the, to quote Sarah Palin, mainstream media? Think about it, and let's talk about it. Kevin Miller, KIDO Talk Radio. Good morning, Maggie.
Good morning, Kevin.
And the giving continues here, Miller's Mission, where we ask you to give a turkey, don't be a turkey. Kevin Miller in the morning, phone numbers 580-5436, 580-KIDO. We're joined by Tanjay Powers, live from New York, and believe it or not, next week, Thanksgiving will be over. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
So, Thanksgiving travel week begins. What's going on?
Well, AAA always does their forecast of what they think, how many people they think will be traveling through the holidays, weekends, weeks, whenever they fall. This is the Thanksgiving one, and it's up from last year. They say that about 54.3 million Americans will go 50 miles or more away from home this Thanksgiving holiday. And by the way, they're looking at the time period between Wednesday the 21st and Sunday the 25th. Some of that, the growing number, by the way, this is the most since 2005, according to them, the most amount of people on the road during Thanksgiving since 2005. The largest growth in the holiday travel is air travel, about 5% of it. Matter of fact, apparently it's up from, even just by a little bit, maybe 1% or so, trains, buses, and cruise ships. Automobiles, that's what most of us are going to use. We're going to go by car someplace. The ones of us who are traveling, like I said, 50 miles or more away from home. If you are traveling, if you're in that growing number of people who are going to hop on a plane next week, keep in mind a couple of things, especially if you don't travel very often and maybe, do it for major holidays or you haven't traveled in a while by air. Check out the TSA website and or their app. They have an app for your phone that's pretty simple to use. Matter of fact, there's a portion on it that just says, "Can I bring?" And it lists a whole bunch of different things that you might have questions about. It'll tell you if you can bring it or if you can't, or if it's only if it's a carry-on or only a checked baggage sort of thing, and it will tell you how much of things you can bring. So if you're, wondering about your knitting needles, I have it on good authority that, yes, you can bring knitting needles on board a plane. I do whenever I fly. I'm sure you do too, Kevin.
Well, I was just going to say thanks for sharing.
Look, men knit? I don't know. There's no shade.
I'm just going to say right now, I don't see that happening. Men,
not
pickup trucks, kind of hunting, college football, knitting, that's a stretch.
That's not a thing.
I don't know. I have to say, and people can come down to the Nampa Walmart. I'll be here tonight till 8. But I've never met a man that's knitted. Now, maybe they can master the sewing machine, that sort of thing. But I'll say, look, there's a stereotype there about knitting in men. Wouldn't you agree? Maybe you won't. Maybe you will.
I mean, yeah, there's a stereotype.
No, I didn't bring that. I didn't bring that up. You brought that up.
No, you didn't. I think you are just the guy to break right through this barrier. I believe that you could do this. Matter of fact, I'm going to implore your listeners who are hearing both of us right now, especially liberal Steve and all the folks.
Pandering to liberal Steve won't help you on this one. I can't think of a greater champion of men knitting than 50-year-old Kevin Miller when he's not in a turkey outfit. You're right.
Look, I really believe that if somebody would come over to the Walmart and help, because I know you're over there and you're in the turkey outfit, right? Are you in the turkey outfit?
No,
today?
I'm not in the turkey outfit right now.
Not in the turkey outfit. Okay. Either way, if somebody were to come over to the Walmart and walk with you back to the craft section, I guarantee you there's going to be yarn and knitting. However, back to the travel thing, because I do need to tell you a couple of other things, and believe me, I'm going to get on you about the knitting again soon. The other thing I want to make sure you know about is the Google Travel Trends tool. If you go on your phone, laptop, whatever, and you Google Travel Trends tool, okay, it will pop up and it will tell you it's kind of done specifically to your city, your region, okay? So wherever you are, it will find travel deals for you. It will find other things. It will tell you even kind of what time of the day is best to go.
I can tell you feel really passionately about this.
Look, I'm here to help.
Apparently,
I like you. I'm like you. I'm just here to help.
Can you DM me on Twitter, please? I have some photos I need to share with you.
I can. I will even give you some yarn suggestions.
They will.
Because I know you're deep into this.
They will be worth your thing. If you can DM me your email, you'll love the photos.
I'm kind of scared about this, but okay.
You should be.
Seriously, good luck with the stuff going on at the Walmart. It's a cool thing you do.
Well, thank you, and thank you for giving me another thing to do, crocheting, knitting.
Look,
oh boy,
these are two different things. I'm gonna have to school you on the crochet thing. Oh, this takes so much time, Kevin. Okay,
I get that. I get that from home as well. But thank you.
Have a good Friday.
Thank you. Pete from Mountain Home joins us before we get to Michael, a man who knits. Pete, good morning. You're on KIDO Talk Radio.
Morning, Kevin. Something that has occurred to me this week, listening to you folks and the rescue mission folks, is the difference between what they can do for people and what the government does for people. You look at government programs for the homeless, and basically they're warehousing people, but the key to getting them a hand up is you can't change the past. You can't change how other people react. The only thing you can change is how you act and how you react. And the only tool that government programs have to get you to change your behavior is force. Do this or we'll put you in jail.
Sure.
Is basically all they can do. Whereas the rescue mission, they refer you to God, because God can help you. And they refer you to Jesus, and that is something the government, the secular programs cannot, will not do, and I think that's why they fail in, again, you look at what's going on in Seattle, San Francisco, and they're just increasing the number of homeless, because all they're doing is giving a handout. Here, take this and keep doing what you're doing. Whereas you go to a place like the rescue mission, and they are going to help you. They're going to help you get in touch with your spirit. And I think that's a huge difference there.
Pete, well said. God bless, brother.
God bless you.
Let's go to Michael, a man who knits, with Kevin Miller on KIDO Talk Radio. Good morning, Michael.
Hey, good morning, Kevin. How are you?
So you knit?
I do knit. And just to start off the conversation, I'm a man's man. I hunt, I shoot. I might take an adult beverage once in a while, and Yes, I do knit, and it's quite relaxing. It's a nice thing to just sit and watch TV. And now, am I a great knitter? Maybe not. I'm really good at rectangles, but washcloths, scarves, all sorts of things can, are just rectangles in different lengths and widths. I highly recommend you take it up. It's actually pretty nice.
What would you like to say to people that, reinforce that stereotype, and I'm the poster child of that, Michael, of men who knit? What would you say to us directly?
Well, as a man who knits, knitting makes great Christmas presents. And there were a couple Christmases where we couldn't afford to buy our families, other presents from the stores, so we bought some balls of yarn and knit everybody, handmade scarves. And to this day, they still wear them. So it's nice economical projects that you can make.
Well, Michael, duly noted.
Yeah.
Maybe,
and then
maybe sometime you can come by the studio and we can knit together.
That'd be great.
Okay.
Love to do it.
I'm sorry, Michael, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to tell you I'm a Cub Master for some Cub Scouts in Boise here, and we do an event called Ruck for Giving every year, and we load our rucksacks, our backpacks, and march down the Boise Greenbelt to the Boise Rescue Mission every year. And this year we're doing it with our sponsoring organization, the VFW Post 63. And so we may have some veterans marching down the Greenbelt with us. So it's a great season to be giving, and I can't say how much I appreciate all the work you do for the Boise Rescue Mission.
Well, thank you, Michael, and thank you for having fun with us this morning, sir.
You have a great day.
You as well. We roll on. We have Gene Lockhart, who, while we were talking to Tanya J. Powers, was showing me photos of Rosie Greer and everyone else. And as a young lady that takes herself very seriously about the knitting, I didn't know that. But, Gene, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Kevin. I love being here. And thanks to everybody for your turkeys and your donations and all the help you've given the mission. We really appreciate it.
Why do you work at the Rescue Mission, and how did you come to the Rescue Mission? It's such a story, and we can never say it too much because there are, as you know, there are so many new people moving into the Treasure Valley, and we assume everybody knows you.
Yeah.
But a lot of us don't.
Well, the short answer is God called me, and the longer answer is I had worked in biotechnology for about 25 years. I have an MBA, and I worked in business development and finance, and as a volunteer, I worked with children, and I worked with gangs and in LA and Boston, and I'd done a lot of work with children and abused children and underprivileged children. And at the end of my career in biotech, everything was going great. I had my best year ever, but I just was so much more interested in the work I was doing with children. And I moved here to Idaho to be with my family. My almost entire family lives here on the same street, as a matter of fact. And so I moved to be with them, and the job at the Rescue Mission came up, and I was really not terribly excited about it because I thought, this is going to be a hard job. I don't know what I'm doing. The first time I had ever set foot in a rescue mission was City Light, when I went for my interview. But it was just a perfect fit, and weirdly enough, all the background from biotech translated really well to working at the mission, working with people and facilities, and the love I feel for the children that we serve. And Reverend Roscoe said, I really want some children's programs, because at that time, 10 years ago, we didn't have any. And so I started the kids program, and I was having so much fun listening to Shelley talk about the kids program. And one of the things we both noted was that our kids don't realize they're homeless. One of them said to her recently, Miss Shelley, why do they say we're homeless? And she pointed at City Light, and she goes, that's our home right there. And the only reason we can have such high-quality kids programs is because people like you, Kevin, who help us out, and people in the Treasure Valley.
How does that happen, though, when you say for these kids that that's not it's a home?
We try to make it a home, and we try to, wrap our arms around them. We try to provide tough love, get them going in school.
And you've had personal experience doing that. You
I
give
have.
beyond your job.
Well, I've had several of the kids live with me, and 3 of them lived with me for quite a while their mom was in prison. They didn't have anywhere else to go. And
Now, at one time, you're highfalutin. You have the tech stuff.
Yeah, I was.
You're at the limos and all these things.
I was. It was beautiful.
And here you are caring for this young woman's children who she's in jail.
Yeah, she was.
It's a God thing?
It really is, because it's not a natural thing, but when God calls you to do something, he really makes you able. I'm not a mother. I'd never had kids before, and all of a sudden I have 3 very challenged teenagers who had had a rough life, and they were pretty rough around the edges. As a matter of fact, one of them moved back with their mom, but one of them's really struggling, and she called me on Wednesday to bail her out of jail because she'd gotten in a fight at school.
And you did?
I did. I have a policy, I'll bail you once, and one and only time. So I took her back to school, and the sad thing is, the school had said, we need to call your parents, even though you're 18. And she said, my dad's in jail and I don't know where my mom is. And so they called me, and I went and got her back in school. And I love her so much, and I just wish she would turn her life back to, kind of get on a good path. But she's really struggling. And it's all the stuff she had. But I love the fact that they feel like they can still call us, even though they've been gone for a while. And they all do. One of the things they do is memorize my cell phone number so that when they're in a jam, when they're stuck somewhere, they call me, and we try to come every time they do.
And this is your life's work.
It is, and it's just amazing. People always say, "Oh, I couldn't do that," but you can do it when you see the result. I got a text from someone the other day who's been out of the mission quite a long time, and she was just saying thank you. And I had another woman who sent a text to one of our donors and said, I bet you don't realize just how amazing you are to help us, and you've changed my life. I mean, we have kids who don't even know they're homeless, and that's the high quality that the Treasure Valley provides. And it's not us, it's all of us. It's not just the rescue mission, it's all of us together, because we could not do it without you.
And that's what makes the donation so significant?
It really is. We take those donations and we turn them into completely changed lives. And people are just amazing. The people who come to us are just amazing at what they can do with the help we give them. And it's like everyone says, it's not a handout, it's a hand up, because we have people who move into their own homes and they never come back to the rescue mission. Most of the people do, because we help them with the issues that have caused them to be homeless.
BoiseRM.org, and it's great to give this time of year, but obviously during the winter, during the summer, that's when you need help as well.
We absolutely. In fact, for the children, we need more help in the summer than any other time because they're out of school, and we're taking care of them all day while their moms and dads are at work.
BoiseRM.org. We'll be here tonight till 8. Always love hearing your inspirational story.
Well, I'm so grateful
You're a giver.
To you, Kevin.
You're a giver, man.
Well, I'm grateful to you, Kevin. I know this week isn't easy for you, and we couldn't do it without you. We're so thankful, and to Chandler, who's been out here helping out, and it's just incredible. I'm so grateful to your listeners. I appreciate you all so much, and you just can't even know.
Please show your appreciation. Help us. BoiseRM.org, or stop by and see us. Kevin Miller, KIDO Talk Radio. Let's see if we can grab Hank before traffic. Hank, it'll have to be a quick one unless you want to hang on. But, Hank, good morning.
Good morning. I'll take Don Hewitt again and Mark Zuckerberg because they're representatives of the mainstream, the typical thinking of the mainstream media, and also the technical world of the Facebook and all this. It's the idea that you can shape a new world. In other words, they justify their actions because they're trying to create a utopia that never can exist. The delusion that they suffer under is that once you depart from the facts, and once you depart from objective reality, whatever you do can never be. And that's the conceit, the arrogance, the blindness of it. We all have, every man, including myself, have demons. There's good sides, there's bad sides. Every man has that.
Great point, Hank. Let's go to traffic. Good morning, Dave.